So, you're a manager, you've got a fleet of vehicles, and you know you need a GPS tracking system. But let's be honest, you're probably drowning in offers, features, and different prices. Well, you're in the right place. We're going to cut through all that noise and figure out how to choose a system that actually makes you money instead of just costing you money.
Does this look familiar? You've got dozens of quotes piling up in your inbox, and every single one is promising to be the magic bullet for your business. So overwhelming, right? But the real challenge is figuring out what actually matters. So, let's break this down and find some clarity.
Okay, first things first. Before you look at a single feature, before you even glance at a price, you have to stop and ask yourself one simple question. Why do I really want this? I mean, what is the number one problem you're trying to solve? Nailing this down from the start is absolutely everything.
So let's get specific. What's your main goal here? Is it just about seeing where your vehicles are on a map, right this second? Or are you more focused on getting reports about driver behavior, like speeding or harsh braking? Maybe your biggest headache is fuel costs, and you need to get that under control. Or, hey, maybe it's purely about security, knowing your vehicles are safe from theft. You have to be super clear on your why, because if you're not, you're going to end up paying for a bunch of fancy tools you never ever use. All right, now that you know exactly what you want to achieve, we can get into the practical stuff. Think of this next part as your ultimate checklist for making a smart decision. We're going to cover the must-have features, the tech side of things, and the kind of support you should demand.
Any good evaluation really comes down to three things, three main pillars. First, what are the core functions you just can't live without? Second, what's the right balance between the physical device, the hardware, and the app you'll be using every day? And third, and this is the one people always forget, what about the service and support after you've paid?
Let's talk about the absolute non-negotiables. Any system you're seriously considering needs to have these. You need true real-time tracking that updates every few seconds, because a lot can happen in a minute. You need at least 30 days of trip history so you can actually see patterns. You also need automatic alerts for things like speeding or if a vehicle stops somewhere it shouldn't. And finally, the system should send you reports automatically. You shouldn't have to go digging for that information yourself.
Now here's a classic trap. A company shows you this amazing, durable piece of hardware, but the software is a total mess. You need both. Of course, the physical GPS tracker has to be reliable and easy to install, but all that great data is completely useless if the app you use to see it is clunky, slow, and confusing. A modern, user-friendly platform isn't just a nice bonus. It's half the product.
And this might be the most important part. What happens when something goes wrong? And trust me, eventually, something will. Before you sign any contract, you need to ask these hard questions. Who installs it? What's the process if a device breaks? Are you going to get a direct line to someone who can help? Or are you just going to be stuck in a call center loop? How fast do they guarantee a fix? A provider's support is a direct reflection of how much they actually value your business.
Okay, let's talk about the price. It is so tempting to just grab the cheapest offer and call it a day. But that is almost always a mistake. Your goal isn't to find the lowest number, it's to find the best value. And that means you need total, absolute transparency on the costs.
This quote says it all, really. You are not hunting for the cheapest deal. You are looking for the fairest deal. You want a price that makes sense for the quality of the hardware, the power of the software, and, critically, the reliability of the support you're going to get. That's what a true quality-to-price ratio looks like. So, to make sure you don't get taken for a ride, you need to put on your detective hat. Ask every single provider these questions. What's the exact price for each device? What precisely does my monthly subscription cover? And this is the big one. Are there any hidden fees for running reports, for exporting data, or for calling technical support? If a company gets cagey about answering these, that's a huge red flag. So, as we start to bring this all together, I want you to change how you think about this. You're not just buying another piece of tech or signing up for another subscription. You are choosing a partner and investing in a tool that can seriously transform how you run your business.
And here's the final thought I want to leave you with. The right GPS system is not an expense. It is an investment. It's an instrument that gives you control, that drives efficiency, and that leads to real, tangible savings. When you choose wisely, based on your actual goals, You will see the return on your investment, plain and simple. Look, I know this decision can still feel like a lot, but the good news is you don't have to figure it all out on your own. This explainer was brought to you with support from the team at GlobeXpert. They're genuine experts in telematics, and they can help you ask the right questions and implement a system that's truly tailored for your company. If you'd like to have a conversation with an expert, all their contact info is right here on the screen. Thanks so much for watching.